I look into the window of my mind, reflections of the fears I know I've left behind.
My name is Kiana Martinez. I grew up in St. Vite. I grew up in an extended family where we had like 8 family members in the household. I was the youngest in the family, and I believe at one point or at that point I was spoiled, because whatever I want, I would get it. And if my older cousin is not happy with when I get what I want, they would try to hit me, and I just run into the grandparents' room and I'm protected. Growing up, I think one of my greatest challenges were, of course, growing up in a single-parented home, because there are just certain things you could talk about. My mom this, my mom that all the time. You can't really go and talk about your dad this, and you feel kind of left out having kids talking about their family, and your family is just your mom or the other extended family, you know. And I basically grew up with lone female, and that kind of gave me a disadvantage coming into this world, having to deal with both males and females. Sports was one of the things that I fell in love with, you know. And then because I fell in love with sports, I didn't have any time to be dating anybody, and as much as I didn't have that father-daughter connection to know how a guy think and how a guy would be there with me for me, and not just how I look or any other thing. I could remember I actually get a blade to like slice my wrist, because I think that was the easiest way to get, like, to basically numbing or to get rid of your pain, right? And then at that moment, I started to think about my mom. She has done so much thing, and for me to just do this was like pushing a knife through her heart while taking my own life, actually. And then at that point, I don't know, I think it was God in a sense, because I could hear and I could sense the feeling of how much I could be an inspiration to many young women. And I get rid of that thought and just started to see life on a different angle, like see that there is nothing impossible in this world to actually accomplish. You just have to believe in yourself and like seek positive people then, you know, because it helps to take you to the part where you actually wants to go. Olympics 2012 was my biggest goal to reach. And when I realized how much determination I need to accomplish that goal, I had to train myself to be willing to face any and every limitation that presented itself. I had to suck it all up, suck all stuff that comes my way to break me apart, and to just give it up. All I wanted was to become an Olympian, because Olympics was and is one of the highly anticipated games that this world ever go about doing. And when the opportunity present itself to go and train in Jamaica for just 3 months, 3 or 4 months, I took it knowing what all could happen. When I came back to Belize, everything was back to normal. Like the training, I just have to go back into training myself again. Along the way, for me, it was heartbreaking knowing that I have to come back and do this thing all on my own. Nobody there to actually help me up and see my mistake and correct my mistake. But the determination to reach Olympic could never stop the beating of my heart. When I feel actually that my dream has become a reality was when I entered that arena and I see like thousands, approximately millions of people in that arena just shouting at the opening ceremony. Then I was like, thank you, Lord, I have reached my goal. Having experiencing being in London for 2012 Olympics, having running that first run and making many other Belizeans proud and inspired, having representing Belize, I know that Belize can come back home with a gold medal, because we are no less than Jamaica, we are no less than Trinidad, we are no less than any other country that has come back home with a medal. I believe Belize has talent, and my dream is to see it become.
I look into the window of my mind, reflections of the fears I know I've left behind.